nobody
Hillary
cares
to run
about,
again is
no,
a setup.
let's be honest, nobody cares about what's happening to the Uyghurs, okay? You bring it up because you really
What?
care, and I think
What do you
that's
mean
nice that
nobody
you
cares?
care. The rest of us don't care. I'm just
Well,
telling
really
you a
don't
very
care?
hard.
Wait,
I'm
you're
telling
saying you
a very,
personally don't care?
I'm telling you a very hard, ugly truth. Okay, of all the things that I care about, yes, it is below my line. Okay, of all the things that I care about, it is below my line.
Disappointed.
Shut up and sit down.
You are watching a master at work.
Can't sleep, I hope I stay awake. 'Cause I've been running all day. Long nights, no peace. I feel like everybody's eyes on me. I can't sleep, I hope I stay awake. 'Cause I've been running all day. Long nights, no peace. I feel like everybody's eyes on me. I can't sleep. I've been freaking out, moving quick, burning the wick at both ends, screaming loud, stupid shit, scaring all of my old friends. Fell down on.
God damn it. Next time, put the chair on the X, okay? I put the tape on the floor for a reason. Put it on the X. I don't want to trip over this thing and kill myself before we fucking even start rolling. Yeah, I'm all mic'd up. I'm ready to go. Let's do this shit. Yeah, just give me a second, Tina. I gotta find my fucking questions. Okay. All right. I'm ready. Are we all ready to go? Okay. Hey, Applejack, are you almost ready? Are you mic'd up? Okay. All right. Good. Let's roll. Okay. And action. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of DarthNews. Today we have a very special guest. His name is Applejack, but you may know him as AJ. Applejack, thank you so much for joining us today. We sincerely appreciate your presence and your willingness to come onto the show and answer some questions. Now, for those of you in the audience who don't know, Applejack is a billionaire. He's a venture capitalist. Oh, yeah. I'm like super rich. You know, I'm like really, really rich. I'm like, you know, like a billionaire. You know, I'm like stupid rich. You know, I get hookers and cocaine every night. He owns an NBA team. He seems to have everything he's ever wanted. Yeah. I've got everything I ever wanted. But Applejack, tell us, why does it seem, or why does it come off, or appear that you don't really care about the Uyghur Muslims in China and how the Chinese government is committing these crimes against humanity, which are taking place inside these concentration camps? It just seems like you just don't care. Yeah, don't care. Okay. But Applejack, you realize we're talking about genocide, right? Yeah, still don't care. But Applejack, I'm having trouble trying to understand how you can say that, how you can think that, feel that way. Yeah, I see what's happening. You must be a Uyghur Muslim. Yeah, you're a Uyghur. You're one of them Muslims. One of them Arabs. How can you not care? Well, what do you mean? You know what, alright, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret, alright? A little dirty secret. And the hard, ugly truth is that I don't care. The rest of us don't care. Nobody fucking cares at all. Genocide, huh? Oh, boo-hoo-hoo, people are dying. No one cares about genocide. Nobody, alright? No one. I'm sorry, I beg your pardon. I care.
Oh, yeah, me too, Darth. I care.
I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
You don't.
Do.
Don't.
Do.
Don't.
Do.
Don't.
Do.
You said doo-doo.
Do.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck this argument. If it was still socially acceptable to have slaves, I would have a slave. I would have 5 slaves. Maybe 10, maybe 15, who knows? I'd have a lot of slaves. Because fuck human rights. Yeah, fuck 'em all. Who cares?
Thank you for tuning into the channel. I do appreciate it. It means the world to me. Honestly, I appreciate you. I appreciate the view. And I would appreciate you just a little bit more if you hit that like button. Anyways, in today's video, we're going to talk about how one of these NBA owners accidentally, on purpose, spilled the beans. Billionaire and venture capitalist and owner of the Golden State Warriors is saying nobody cares about what happens at the concentration camps with these Uyghur Muslims. He's saying he doesn't care, he's saying nobody cares. I'm gonna let you in on a secret. The ugly truth is, nobody cares about genocide. Nobody. Fucking nobody cares. Nobody cares about that. We got more important things to worry about, like our next TikTok video. You see, the truth is, these elites, like the one we're about to talk about today, would rather put money above human lives, and they are willing to sacrifice those lives for their own financial gain, for their own gain of power, for their own personal benefit. They're willing to sacrifice human lives in exchange for power, money, wealth, control. And that's just the truth. And to go even deeper in the truth, these Uyghur Muslim concentration camps in China, which is what they are concentration camps. It is forced labor, it is starvation, slavery, they're doing organ harvesting, they're raping women and allegedly some young children, they're oppressing religion, and they're murdering people for the sake of not believing what they're supposed to believe in communist China. This is the kind of shit that's actually happening today. This is just like Nazi Germany. It's not on such a global scale, but there are a couple million Uyghur Muslims in these camps against their will, who've had their human rights stripped away from them. But that's not a big problem. That's not a big deal. Nobody cares about that. Nobody fucking cares. I don't care. Do you care? You don't. You say you do, but you're just virtue signaling. Nobody cares.
No one cares about genocide. Nobody, right?
Anyways, I know I already showed the clip of this piece of shit at the beginning of the video, but I'm gonna show it again, but I'm gonna break it down and give you guys my thoughts as we watch it. So yeah, let's watch this billionaire tell us how he doesn't care about genocide. Because he's a billionaire. He already has everything he could ever want. Why would he worry about you or some other country's problems? Why would he worry about that? Let's watch this psychopathic lunatic as he speaks his thoughts out loud in an interview. Applejack, hit it! But hold on. Before we do that, before we get into the video and break it down, this is a video of the NBA player who blew the whistle on this motherfucker on Twitter, who got a clip of his podcast video and then made it go viral on Twitter. He's one of the starting players for the Boston Celtics, and he's blowing the whistle on China, on slave labor, on people like this part owner of the Golden State Warriors. He's calling everybody out. So let me just give you a little taste of the man who has a pair of balls, along with Kyrie Irving and a few other players, to call out this psychotic epidemic of tyrannical dick-sucking happening right now in modern day.
For example, Nike, the biggest sponsor of NBA, right? If you look at in America, they stand with Black Lives Matter, Latino community, no Asian hate, and LGBTQ community. But when it comes to China, they remain silent. So I am asking all the Americans who are watching this right now, every time you put on this, shoes on your feet, or you put that T-shirt on your back, there is so much blood and sweat and oppression on those items.
Oh, wow. Hey, thanks, Mr. Voice. Much better.
Everybody knows about the slave labor, and everybody knows about the sweatshops. So, to me, principles, morals, and values is way more important than money, and that should be for every athlete in the world.
Okay, so I just wanted to show you that before we get into it. So let's get into the video. Applejack. Yeah, hit it.
Nobody cares about. Nobody cares about what's happening to the Uyghurs. Okay.
It's like he says nobody cares about the Uyghur Muslims. Is that like a sick joke? Or is his head so far up his own ass that he can't smell his own bullshit anymore?
Okay. You bring it up because you really care, and I think that's nice that you care.
The interviewer's reaction is the exact reaction I had after hearing that response.
Really care, and I really care, and I think it's nice that you care. The rest of us don't care.
Oh my God. The rest of us don't care? Who are you talking to? Who is the rest of us? Because you sure as shit aren't talking about me. You're not speaking for me. Or anyone that I know personally. Who's the rest of us? Who are you talking about? You bring it up because you care, and I think that's nice. You know that you care. What an insufferable piece of human trash. Just...
I'm just telling you a very hard...
Wait, you're saying you personally don't care?
I'm telling you a very hard, ugly truth, okay?
I mean, we came all this way, so yes, please. Tell me your hard, ugly truth. What is the hard, ugly truth? What's the reality of the situation?
I'm telling you a very hard, ugly truth, okay? Of all the things that I care about, yes, it is below my line. Okay? Of all the things that I care about, it is below my line.
Like out of all the things you care about. Like out of all of them? All of them. Oscar, stop moving. Go to bed. Out of all of the things. So that means you care more about getting your morning coffee from Starbucks than genocide. Is that what I'm hearing? This is quite literally no different than in many respects as the Jewish concentration camps in Nazi Germany, like Auschwitz. God, I mean, this guy could literally be a spokesperson for the Third Reich during World War II. Yeah, genocide's good, yeah, genocide's very good, yeah, nobody cares about the genocides, yeah. I mean, like, I'm joking, but there is some truth to what I'm saying. I mean, if this guy lived in Nazi Germany, he would be saying, it's all good, yeah, it's all good. Replace Uyghur Muslim with Jew. Well, now the NBA player that I already discussed called him out, like I said, on Twitter. Also, PragerU called him out, which caused a whole lot of backlash. And what happens when elites get backlash? That's right, that's correct. They backpedal. So let's take a look at what this billionaire elitist is saying now. Because he's backpedaled all the way. You know, just like, get me the fuck out of here. And then let's take a dive and look a little bit deeper into this freedom-loving NBA star who called out this NBA owner on Twitter. And let's kind of get a better idea of what he's about and what he's saying on all these news networks. He's talking on CNN, he's talking on Fox News, he's talking on Instagram, he's talking everywhere. He's trying to spread the word, spread the message. Like Jesus. Applejack, hit it. Alright, so we're over here at The Guardian. They say Warriors part owner backtracks after saying he doesn't care about Uyghur abuse. A part owner of the Golden State Warriors has backtracked after saying that, quote, nobody cares about the human rights abuses suffered by the Uyghur people at the hands of the Chinese authorities. Chamath Palihapitiya, who gives a fuck? A billionaire venture capitalist posted a clarification of his comments on Twitter Wednesday, saying, quote, I recognize that I came across as lacking empathy. As a refugee, my family fled from a country, Sri Lanka, with its own set of human rights issues. So this is something that is very much part of my lived experience. To be clear, my belief is that human rights matter, whether in China, the United States, or elsewhere. Well, they didn't seem to matter even a little bit just like 5 minutes ago. They were actually at the very bottom of your priorities, of things you care about. But now you care. Now you care. He then added that caring about human rights around the world is, quote, a luxury belief. What the fuck does that even mean? He says the reason I think that is we don't do enough domestically to actually express that view in real tangible ways. He said, so until we actually clean up our own house, the idea that we step outside our borders with us morally virtue signaling about somebody else's human rights record is deplorable. No. The only thing that's deplorable is your actions, your words, and your just cringe backtracking. And I'm pretty sure these lefties and leftist politicians and these Hollywood elites are always talking about the human rights crimes at the border. There's human rights violations at the border with the kids and the parents, and they're separating. Don't you care about that shit? Don't you care about, immigrants coming here for free and getting free healthcare and voting and getting driver's licenses and shit? Don't you care about their rights? I thought you cared about, their human rights. And now you guys don't care. Now it's like, fuck it. Genocide, who gives a shit? Because I'm getting money because China's paying me. I mean, essentially what I'm saying is you are deplorable. You belong in Hillary Clinton's basket of deplorables. You, along with Hillary herself and all the other fuckers that you're friends with. The Warriors soon distanced themselves from Palihapitiya's comments, saying, quote, as a limited investor who has no day-to-day operating functions with the Warriors, Mr. Palihapitiya does not speak on behalf of our franchise, and his views certainly don't reflect those of our organization, the team said in a statement. Oh, look at you just covering... Of course you believe in the same things he believes in. You are so pro-China. The NBA is so pro-China. This is cringe watching the NBA try to cover their own asses because they are in full support of China. So is Disney. So are all these fucking tech companies. They're all pro-China. There was also pushback from within the league itself. Boston center Enes Kanter Freedom, yes, this dude is such a fucking Chad, he changed his last name to Freedom, who has previously spoken out about human rights issues in China, posted a video of Palpatia's podcast to Twitter along with a comment, quote, "When NBA says we stand for justice, don't forget that there are those who sell their soul for money and business, like acct, the owner of the Warriors, who says, quote, nobody cares about what's happening with the Uyghurs. When genocide happens, it is people like this that let it happen. Shame," end quote. And so here's an image of the actual cringe statement that the NBA and the Warriors put out, distancing themselves from the psychopath's comments. And trust me, this dude, this venture capitalist, this fucking elitist is absolutely a psychopath, because only a psychopath would have no remorse or empathy or care about genocide happening in modern day. Only a psychopath would have no feelings towards that. And again, with the NBA saying, and his views certainly don't reflect those of our organization, it's just such a lie. It's such a lie. They bend the knee to China. They bend the knee and then suck their dick, their commie cock. They stroke that shit. They spit all over it. No one buys this shit. No one. He was speaking words out loud that they all think. This dude just basically blew their cover and just said what they're not saying out loud. That's what happened. The NBA and everybody in the NBA, all these, not everybody, but the ones that make, the important decisions, definitely do. Okay, so here's Palpatia's full response on Twitter. So several hours after the NBA star Enes Kanter Freedom posted that tweet, he took to his own Twitter to clarify his remarks, saying, I'm going to read it all over again. Quote, "In re-listening to this week's podcast, I recognize that I came across as lacking empathy." You didn't come across as lacking empathy. You didn't have any empathy. There was no empathy to even lack. He says, "I acknowledge that entirely. As a refugee, my family fled a country with its own human rights issues, so this is something that is very much a part of my lived experience. If it was something you cared about, and if you really were from a refugee family, then you should have a deep empathy and understanding for these individuals, these Uyghur Muslims. But you don't give a fuck because you're rich. You're an elitist. All you care about is money. That's it. Money over everything." He says, "To be clear, my belief is that human rights matter, whether in China, the United States, or elsewhere. Period. Full stop." End quote. No, that's just a crock of shit, man. That's a big old fucking crock of shit. You don't care. Only once you get called out, then do you care. That's what's happening. Anyone who eats this bullshit up, I hope you choke on it.
Well, the NHL and his players are out of the Beijing Olympics. That's just weeks before the start of the games. Officials say it's because of surge in COVID cases, but the decision comes just weeks after the U.S. and several other countries announced diplomatic boycotts of the games due to China's alleged human rights abuses. Celtics basketball player Enes Kanter Freedom has been outspoken against China's actions and joins us now. Do you think that the Chinese believe that this is about COVID and concerns about health, or do you think that they will understand that maybe there's a deeper message here?
About the NHL, first of all, it's a shame because the NHL already should have withdrawn their players for the right reasons and to join a global boycott for basic human rights. And, I don't think it's an excuse, but even if it were, the NHL should have the courage to stand in solidarity with the victims. A message I'm trying to get across the whole time. And I believe no one should attend the genocide games. How simple is that?
I have to hop on this train. Boycott Beijing. Hashtag boycott Beijing. I don't know if that's a hashtag yet, but if it's not, I started it, I won't credit. Hashtag boycott Beijing. These Olympics that are taking place in Beijing, I didn't even think about it, but it's fucked up. I mean, we're hosting the Olympics in a country that has concentration camps for Uyghur Muslims. They don't hold any of the values that the Olympics stands for. He's completely right when he says that everybody should boycott the Olympics. I don't care if you worked your whole life for it. It doesn't matter. Boycott this shit. How can you support these evil communists who are committing acts of violence and just they're committing atrocities against a minority group? millions of them. But how can anybody in good faith support a country hosting the Olympics in which that country is committing crimes against humanity? I don't think anybody in good faith can.
You're an outspoken critic of China's authoritarianism. We're seeing the shirt you're wearing right now. Does a diplomatic boycott of the Olympic Games in China go far enough?
You know, it is a good first step. More countries are joining. Australia, UK, Canada, Kosovo, but it is not enough. You know, because while we're speaking right now, there's a genocide happening. And shame on International Olympic Committee. They're sleeping in the same bed with China. They're organizing the games, Olympic Games in China, where there is a pretty much dictatorship happening. So I'm telling all these governments, all these countries and athletes to speak up and move the games somewhere else.
But as you know, and you heard Jen Psaki, the White House press secretary, say these athletes have been working, training, getting ready their whole lives to compete in these Olympic Games. Would you encourage these athletes and as to consider boycotting the Games? Have you spoken to any of these Olympic athletes?
You know, first of all the gold medals in the world that you can win is not more important than your morals, your principles, and your values. You know, the Chinese Communist Party does not represent the Olympic values of excellence, of respect, of friendship, and they're a brutal dictatorship, and they engage in censorship, and they threaten the freedoms, and they do not respect human rights. They hide the truth. And while we speak right now, there's a genocide happening. And you know, the IOC, the International Olympic Committee, is complicit and echoes the CCP propaganda. And the U.S. even is considering a diplomatic boycott, and I hope they do. And shame on all these athletes and all these governments and countries out there that have not boycotted yet. So, you know, my one message to all the, you know, athletes out there, all the gold medals in the world, you know, you can win is not more important than, you know, your values, your principles, and your morals.
You get into these fights with a LeBron James or a Michael Jordan. I mean, these are titanic figures in your sport. Is that more of a distraction to your cause, or do you think that helps your cause by getting some media attention around the fight and therefore some media attention about what you're trying to do?
You know, I feel like before everything, before these athletes, we need to call out the companies who are pushing these uneducated athletes to, you know, become the face of that company. But I feel like before you put your signature on that paper and sign a deal with them, you need to educate yourself about what they're doing first. You know, for example, Nike, the NBA's biggest sponsor, right? Right now, what they're doing over there in China and many other countries in the world is a modern-day slavery. So to me, it was important to call out the companies and players who are becoming the face of that company, you know? And if you see, for the example I just give you, Nike, you know, they stand with the Black Lives Matter here in America. They stand with Latino community. They stand with no Asian hate. They stand with LGBTQ community. But if you see what is happening outside of America, they are scared to say anything because they care too much about their item sales all over the world. And they are letting these dictator regimes to take over, and it's a shame. So that's why I wanted to call out these companies and athletes who are part of this genocide.
So yeah, that's going to wrap up today's video. I think I've said all I have to say on the topic, at least for right now. Well, there's a lot more I want to say, but for now we're gonna put a cork in it. But yeah, anyway, until next time, don't you dare forget to pull out. That is POO-L. And as always, I'm completely demonetized, like totally demonetized. I do this shit for free. So if you want to, you know, maybe support me a little bit financially, like as little as $1 a month, or just a one-time donation of $1 on my Patreon, CashApp, or if you want to go to my merch store at DarthNews.com and buy some merch, that would be fantastic. And if not, just make sure you smash the like button and let me know your comments. Fuck, God damn it! We're so close to being perfect, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I want to get inside your head, man. I want to get inside your head. I want to hear what you have to say. Do you think this is fucked up, or are you like, no, genocide's cool? Tell you what, if you're against genocide, smash like. If you're for genocide, smash dislike. Yeah. Also, reminder, if you're still watching, I guess this announcement is for you, but it's a reminder / announcement that when we hit 10,000 subscribers, I will be giving away a pair of Beats wireless headphones. These are really nice headphones. I bought them for myself. I bought 2 pairs of headphones. I bought a Bose, and I bought the Beats. And I like the Bose more, but instead of returning the Beats, I'm going to gift them to a lucky subscriber at 10,000 subscribers. I'll also be gifting them with a badass motherfucker wallet, limited edition Tarantino wallet from Pulp Fiction. Also, I'm going to be tossing in some dinosaur little magical dinosaur eggs that grow into dinosaurs. Whatever. I'm also... Oh, there it is. I'm going to be boxing up some of these Bloonies. That's right. Remember Bloonies when you were a kid? I'm just going to give one of them. I know, I already opened it, but that's because I was curious, and I couldn't help myself, and I had to test it out, and it works, so that's great. Oscar, you're a celebrity. Everybody loves you. Everybody loves Oscar, so say goodnight. Good night. I love you. Yeah, good night. Love you all. You're all a bunch of cunts, you know? You bunch of fucking cunts.